Shalom, Kahalal Yamla Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakahakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, the 144,000 men, the servants, the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and to the rest of the elect, the 1/3, men, women, and children. To you I say Shalom. And earlier I was listening to the beloved elder apostle Tahar correcting the IUIC on their incorrect breakdown of Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top of the chapter to provide more context. Because if you're reading from the physical Bible itself, it does provide you with that context at the top. It should say persons to be excluded. And that's referring to persons to be excluded from the congregation of the Most High. So when you start at verse 1, it says, "He that is wounded in the stones, or hath his privy member cut off, shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh." And in the NLT, it reads, "If a man's testicles are crushed, or his penis is cut off, he may not be admitted to the assembly of the Most High." All right. And verse 2 says, "A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh." And what is a bastard? A bastard is a illegitimate child, a child born of incest. So if an Israelite father and his daughter lie together and bring forth a child, that child is a bastard. And if an Israelite woman lie with a heathen man and bring forth a child, that child is also a bastard, because the seed belongs to the father. A child is what his father is. All right. But if an Israelite man likewise lies with a heathen woman, that child is still an Israelite, because you are what your father is, and seed comes from a man. All right. So that's what a bastard is, a mamzer. Now let's just get the word here for edification. All right. Because we do prove all things. Okay. As you see there, a bastard, child of incest, illegitimate child. All right. And the blue letter also goes off. But verse 3 says, "An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh, even to their even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of Yahweh forever, because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when ye came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam the son of Beor, of Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. Nevertheless, Yahweh thy power would not hearken unto Balaam, but Yahweh thy power turned the curse into a blessing unto thee, because Yahweh thy power loved thee." Verse 6, "Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity all thy days forever." And verse 7, this is where IUIC goes off, because they do not explain this verse in its truth and in its entirety. Verse 7 says, "Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother." Why is that? Let's go into the word Edomite here. Okay. So the word Edomite here, when you read the KJV translation count, you see the word Syria. And when you scroll down to the Strong's definition, you see H726. And when you read that, it says the root word, a clerical error. So this was an error, right? And you see in the definition, the biblical usage, it says Syrian. So the word there should have been Syrian. It should not have been Edomite. All right. And we're going to explain more of that, because Jacob's mother wasn't Syrian. All right. That's why it says you should not abhor a Syrian, because the union that brought forth Jacob was a union with a Syrian. So therefore they are brothers. All right. So when you even go into that word abhor, it's not going into hate, because you are supposed to hate Edomites, but you're not supposed to abhor a Syrian. You're not supposed to detest a Syrian. You're not supposed to detest their sacrifices. You're not supposed to make their sacrifices abominable. That's what it's going into. And when it comes to the Egyptians, right? You know, the two tribes of Israel were brought forth from a union with an Egyptian woman as well. Because Jacob's son, Joseph, brought forth two sons, all right, Ephraim and Manasseh, from a union with the Egyptian woman. So that's what this chapter is going into. All right, so it says, "Thou shalt not abhor a Syrian, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian because thou wast a stranger in his land. That's referring to Joseph. And it's that simple. It's not talking about, oh, you shouldn't hate Edomites. You should hate Edomites. Matter of fact, you don't hate Edomites enough. That's a problem with Jake today. We don't hate Edomites enough. So that's a proper understanding of Deuteronomy chapter 27, man. And the context matters, right? Context always matters. And the context here is the union that the Israelites, the seed of the Israelites, had with the Syrians and the Egyptians. So I'm going to leave it there. And as always, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Shalom to the elect.